All right, guys, this is going to be for your writing. We're going to start writing our first paragraph. And you will go to Google Classroom Writing, and you will have a document in there to start typing on. Don't turn this in until Friday, but go ahead and do your introduction today. But don't turn it in, because if you turn it in, I have to turn it back in. I have to return it back to you, and it's just gonna be easier if we don't have to do that part. If you turn it in, it's no worries. I'll give it back to you, but you do not have to turn it in completed until Friday afternoon, or I guess Monday. I guess you have until Monday to do this. We're going to finish our stories this week. You've already written them, so all we're going to do now is type them, and then we'll do some editing, and then next week we'll do some sharing. We'll take a little time out of our class so that we can share our stories. Okay, so I'm just going to make this here. So I have all my stuff. I like to make sure all my stuff is organized. And so you give it a title. The way we do that is we want to center it. We want to center it. And up here, the easier way to see it, if you see the number 11, and you see this A, we know that. We know how to change colors. We know how to highlight things. If I keep going over the center button, if I put my mouse over, it will say center align. So I want to click that, and then it is in the center of my story. My title can be, the most it can be is an 18. That's the highest I want your title to be, is your font size an 18. And then you need to give it a title. Sometimes you have to finish writing your story until you figure out the right title. Sometimes you already have an idea in your head. So I don't have one in my head yet, so I'm trying to look at my first paragraph to see what it is. I think I'll just put honesty. So then you're going to press enter, and you're going to go back. See, we increase the font size by pushing that plus button. Now we're going to decrease it. We're going to make it smaller by hitting the minus button. And it needs to go back to a 14 is what your story needs to be on. And I'm going to put, always do that, by Mrs. Wallace. Make sure you put by first and last name. And then I'm going to enter twice. And I'm going to go back up to where it says left align. Okay, we were center. Now we're going to go left. And it's going to go to the left of my paper. I want to, each paragraph is going to be a different color. That's going to help us know when we have our paragraphs are finished. So our first paragraph, everybody's is going to be blue. So you go up to where that A is, that has that line underneath it. Once again, if you put your mouse there, it says text color. And I want it to be in blue. I'm going to hit that blue button. And you can see my cursor turned to blue because that's what the color is going to be. Now we have to indent. I told you on an earlier video that we put two fingers down on our paper and we indent. Well, we do this with typing by just hitting the tab button. There's a tab button. It says T-A-B, tab. It's on the left-hand side. It's right next to the Q button. I hit tab, and it goes ahead and indents my space. So now that I've changed my colors, I've indented for my first word, I can go ahead and type my story. Now I have my story. I'll show you guys. It's right next to me. It's right here, right next to me, so that I can look at it as I type it. Now I'm a pretty fast typer, so it's not going to take me very long to do this. But I'm just going to write, have you ever had to make a choice between lying and being honest? Whoops, question mark. And you see there's a red line under that word. I misspelled it, so I can go back later and fix that. What would you do? I had the chance to steal my favorite treat and lie to my mom about it. I had. So you want to, after you have a period, just like if you're writing a story, you want to take a space. Okay, I'm an old school person. I was taught differently than you guys. So I was taught to take 2 spaces, but you don't have to do that. You can just take 1 space, and it just lets the reader know that that sentence is over and a new sentence is starting, just like when you're writing. I had to decide to lie and hide it from my mom, or tell the truth and I'm gonna say probably get a consequence. Probably get a consequence. What would you do in this situation? So I'm gonna go back and I can do 2 things here. You see how if I put my cursor over there, it goes red? I can double click and it comes up with the correct word, or I can click on it and go up to tools, I think, yeah, and do this spelling grammar, and I can do a spelling and grammar check, and that sometimes it's not the right word, but that's the word. Lying and being honest, that's the right word I wanted to use. So I hit accept and it changes it for me. Everything else looks good. So that's what we're doing. All you have to do today is type your first paragraph. I really want you to focus on centering your title, changing the font, 18, everything else is 14, and changing, then hitting tab to indent, and then changing it to blue so that we know blue is our first paragraph. Tomorrow, we're going to write our second paragraph for 2nd grade, and for 3rd grade, we'll write our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th paragraph, and we'll see the different colors for that. Okay? All right, guys, I'm going to make sure I label that. That is how you write your first paragraph. That's how you type your first paragraph on the computer. Good luck, everybody.